nicest blades in England. This is the VR to Kyley. At the end of the day, are we all interested in getting a buck hoodlum? Yes, but we're also here trying to promote someone, not the average guy in the street. This guy Kyley, so that's why we've got this going on here. He's asked for a little bit back, and how much trouble was this? If you had a printer, we'd print it off. Well, my printer's up the creek, so I just drew it out. It took me another 5 minutes, but it's worth it when you have someone like Kyley. Anyway, the VR is basically, we're all having a go at trying to get a buck hoodlum. But it's something he's bought with his own money, and he is now considering giving it away. I'm more than most know about things being given away. This beautiful bit of steel is down to one man. So, to give it a little bit back, no problem to Kyley. What do I like about his channel? Well, he's always got time for us. The amount of times that I have asked him a little bit of advice and you don't get a 3-sentence answer. Kyley gives you time. Kyley gives you effort. Kyley gives you his experience. So what I like about your channel, mate, is you're always giving back. Now, be it knife lovers or knife makers, you're always considering other people at other stages of their experience, and you don't hold back. That's what I love about your channel. That 1x30 little tutorial, there were things I think, well, yeah, of course, why didn't I think of that? A little spray bottle of just green soapy liquid, oh good grief, why didn't I think of that? Of course it's going to keep the belt cooler, of course it's going to keep the steel cooler. When it foams up you can see how far away you are. Oh come on, man, never saw that one. So that things like that he could keep to himself, he doesn't, he shares. That's what I love about his channel. The other little point of the thing was, if I got the buck, what would it replace and why? Well, you all know I've got a BK7 now, but my usual standard blade that I would have if I walk around and grab it is a very thin profile cold steel, and I really do trust this thing with my life. Cold steel barong machete, just a workhorse. Okay, I have beat the living daylights out of this thing, and I've touched the blade up maybe 3 or 4 times, and if it's chipped I don't really care. The thing is my purchase limit is a massive driving force in what I buy. I've self-enforced a £30 limit on what I'm getting. He picked up on that and sent me that godlike blade. I still look at that and choke up, because this is what I got access to. Self-enforced. I could do it, but I got a family and 3 kids. This is about as good as a blade as what I can get hold of. Okay? And the prices are going up. It's going to get to the point when the machetes by Cold Steel are going to be over 30 quid. So I won't be able to replace this. It's discontinued. Absolutely gutted I didn't get 2. So this is what the buck hoodlum is going to replace, because it is thicker than that. Look how thin that is. It doesn't split brilliantly, it's just me blasting it on the back with a bigger stick. So that's what it's going to replace if I manage to get it. Cold Steel barong 12-inch machete. It's in 1055. It's good enough for me. How will it improve my experience? Well, I'll just be able to get out and about more than anything. I've got that Schrade Extreme Survival that I part traded the Badass for from Jimmy Foster, and that's a nice light piece of 1070. But there's just something about having something that's got a bit of legacy behind it. I never met Ron Hood. I loved his videos. So, you know, I feel that I'd have a little piece of someone very famous, their experience in my hand. So that's basically why I think it will improve my experiences out in the woods. Why do I deserve it? This is where I come to a sticking point. Thanks to you, I've already got this. So don't count me deserving unless you get 10 people in comments under this video saying I deserve it. Let them speak for me, because I don't think I can, to be quite honest. Not after receiving that as a gift already. So eliminate me if I don't get 10 people to say I deserve that buck hoodlum. I'm not going to canvass them. I'm not going to PM them. Let's let the YouTube vote for me or not. So I'll write myself off for that one because of that. Now on to Virtuo Voice. I've been subscribed to this guy, this deer hunter, for over a year, and the detail that he goes into, the high quality camera that he uses, and the microscope that he'll quite happily show off his blades. And not only that, he's actually showing to all how good or not his blade profiling, his stropping is. So he's got nothing to hide, this guy. And when someone does a 30-minute video of his time, it's not the fact that he spent 30 minutes, it's not the fact that you'll spend a 35-minute video. You've spent longer than that doing that 1x30. You've got to edit that, you've got to upload that, you've got to master it, stick it on the tube. That 35 minutes of film could be 3 hours of your time. Virtuo Voice spends hours and hours doing his filming. So when he gets some flack back from the CPO, or whatever it is, CEO of Bark River, you're there thinking, hang on a second, what's he done that's wrong? If someone's bought a knife, if someone's purchased something, they're putting their faith in that, their hard-earned money, their hard-earned time. And you get bad customer service. Hang on a minute. I broke the tip off of my CRKT, cheap ass, on sale from Heine. It was a Desert Cruiser, and I broke the tip off. Yeah, I was battening it. Absolutely no quibble I got from Heine Haynes. No quibble whatsoever. Instant replacement. Oops, sorry. What's it cost them? The price of one blade. It's not the 20 quid they've lost. They've lost what it's cost them to make. And when you're churning out hundreds and hundreds of blades, hopefully well done, then it's not that much skin off their nose. Surely they'll get more in trade, in respect, by replacing it. So when he's had a hard time from the owner or the CEO or whatever rep you get from Bark River, that ain't no good. So in respect to that blade, as long as they do treat customers like crap, there's just no way that you're going to keep your customer base. You know, I mean, I'm making my blades, charging what I do for what you get. I'd like to think that you'll get 15 years out of my blades. You get what you pay for. And things like that will come back to you and haunt you if you don't look after your customers. If that blade was designed the way it was, and in his massive experience of what makes a good bushcraft blade, what makes a good skinning blade, if he calls it a gimmick knife, that means that he's well aware of whether it needs to be skeletonized, whether or not it needs to be skeletonized, whether or not he needs a heavier handle material, whether they took too much stock from the blade. He knows, and maybe he knows more than they do. So the way that it's going, I definitely stand behind Virtuo Voice in relation to that 3V blade thing. The way he talks about it, the passion that's behind him, the time that he spends on it, he knows his stuff. And I definitely stand behind Virtuo Voice in relation to that blade. He knows what he's on about, and he's been treated terrible. So I'm not doing that because I'm a puppet. I'm not doing that because Kylie's told me to do it and I owe Kyley big time. That's because this guy's had a raw deal. If someone was going to do a review on a blade, it's quite obvious to us all. They've just bought it, they're looking for views, they're advertising their site, and they're just out to become as big as they can for themselves. Or someone's got the knowledge, got the experience, got the decency, got the professionalism to make a blade review based on their experience and present it in a professional and respectful manner. Virtuo Voice does that every time. So I stand behind that guy wholeheartedly. This is Scott with his VR for the book Hoodlum, and in utter support to Virtuo Voice. Many thanks for your time.